So in this video, we're going to be talking about a very important topic in Photoshop, which is selection. So maybe before you start watching that video, you need to go and grab your cup of coffee or whatever you'd like to drink, and let's dive in. So let's start first by why do we create selections in our file? Well, basically we do make selections either to create layers or even to modify some parts within our image. So here, for instance, let's say we need to be changing the color of coffee. So in that case, we need to only select coffee or that liquid within the cup, not the entire image. And there are so many tools and techniques to create selections in Photoshop. So in toolbar, we can find some selection tools like these tools in here: rectangular marquee tool or elliptical marquee tool or single row or single column marquee tool. And also we have more selection tools in here, plus more tools also underneath that one. Plus we do have more selection methods in that select tab, and we usually combine tools and techniques to create our own selections, especially if we have a complicated element to select. However, in that example, we need a very simple tool, which is elliptical marquee tool. That one in here, you can find it underneath rectangular marquee tool, or you can be pressing M or Shift M to switch between those two tools. And in order to select only coffee, we need to be clicking and dragging our mouse like that. And I know it's not perfectly aligned, so we can be pressing also spacebar before we release our mouse to move our selection like that. So we are moving our selection area maybe to center, and still maybe it's not 100% perfect, so we can zoom in to check that one. In that case, we can be transforming also our selection by going to select, transform selection, and we can start adjusting that one, pressing shift to freely move our transformation. Now we can be executing that, hitting return. And now we have created a selection, and you can see that by those marching ants. As you can imagine those as ants, small ants marching in a circular way in that case, since we have a circular selection. And also, if you are still not sure, you can be clicking that quick mask icon in here to check your selection. So by clicking that one, we have everything that's not selected in red, and we have a transparent area including our selection. This is mainly for demonstration or preview, so let me zoom out. This is how it looks like. If you're not really sure what is selected, you can be disabling that one anytime by clicking that icon once again or pressing Q on keyboard. So now let's say we need to adjust only that part within our image. We can go to Image, Adjustments. Then we can be selecting maybe Hue Saturation. We can be changing color for that specific area by dragging that slider of hue. And we're getting different colors for our coffee. As you can see, we have a green coffee. Maybe it's a green tea in that case. And bluish cyan one. Or we can get it the other way. This looking really cool, as you can see, guys. Or maybe we can be dragging that slider in here to increase saturation for our color, make it very saturated color, or make it very pale, or even turn it into a black and white color. So now we have a very grayish coffee, as you can see. However, let's get that one back to maybe 0 or something like that. And let's maybe apply that to our image. Now we can be also inverting our selection by going to select, selecting inverse, or pressing Shift Command I or Shift Control I for Windows. And now we have an inverted selection, and we can tell that by those marching ants on border along with our original selection. And we can also double check that one by clicking the quick selection mask, so that area is not selected in that case. Pressing Q once again to disable that mask and getting back to normal mode. Now we can be also adjusting that part by going maybe to Image, once again, Adjustments, and we can be selecting maybe Desaturate to turn that one into a black and white area. Now we can be removing our selection by going to Select and selecting Deselect, or using shortcut Command or Control D to check our image without those marking ads. However, let's undo that to get our selection back, pressing Command or Control Z to undo. And now as you can see guys, we can't get our colors back once again as they were, except by undoing that, pressing Command or Control Z multiple times to get our colors back, maybe to brown. However, now maybe I did more than 5 or 8 steps of undoing, and I had to lose all my editing steps, and that's why we don't really apply our adjustments through that image adjustments, which you can find on right side in here, adjustments. So let's say for instance we need to be adding hue saturation once again. We can be selecting that one in here, which will be adding that adjustment in a completely separate layer. So we can be clicking that one, and we can be changing color once again, maybe getting our color back. And anytime we would like to remove that adjustment, we can be hiding that layer to get our original image once again, or we can get it back on by enabling that layer. And this is mainly called a non-destructive editing technique, and we're going to be discovering that in detail later through that course, including adjustment layers, masking, or smart objects. However, since we added that adjustment layer while we have a selection within our image, so that created a mask for us through that adjustment layer, which we can find in here. And also going to be talking in detail later about masking. However, we can be restoring our selection once again by pressing Command or Control and clicking on that thumbnail in here to get our selection back once again. Also, instead we can be saving that selection so we can get it back anytime by going to Select, Save Selection, and let's call it for instance Coffee Circle, and it's gonna be added to a new channel. As you can see in here, you can add it to Hue Saturation Mask or New Channel. We can be pressing OK. Now we can be deselecting our selection, pressing Command or Control D, checking our selection once again by going to Channels. Here we have Coffee Circle, where we can be enabling that one to check our selection through a quick selection mask, or we can be pressing Command or Control, clicking that one to get our selection once again, or by going to Select, and you can be loading selection. And if you already have more than a selection within your image, you can be adding that selection to your current selection, or subtract or intersect. We're gonna be discussing that now. So let's press cancel. We already have our selection. Going back to layers. So before we start modifying or adding to our selection, let me show you guys how we can be creating a layer out of that selection. Simply, we can be hovering over our selection while we have our selection tool selected, maybe any of these tools. And we need to make sure that we are selecting our layer as well, background layer. Then hovering over our selected area, right clicking that area, where we can find more options for our selection, including deselect, inverse, or transform selection. However, we can be creating a new layer out of that selected area by checking that option, layer via copy, or we can be cutting that layer by creating a bunch or a hole through our original layer. However, I really prefer to copy a layer from that original image, not to destroy our original image. We can be hiding our background layer to check that layer in here. So we have a duplicate of that selected area in a new layer. And let's re-enable our original layer, selecting our background copy, and maybe let's restore our selection once again. And we can be restoring our selection also by pressing Command or Control and clicking on that thumbnail of our newly created layer. Now we have our selection once again, and let's see how we can be modifying our selection. So maybe selecting another tool, rectangular marquee tool, and in order to add to our selection, we can be holding Shift key, clicking and dragging over that area, which will be adding to our selection. And now we have that area selected within our background layer. Or maybe you can be removing from our selection by holding Alt or Option key and drawing all the way maybe to here to remove that part from our selection. And also you can be activating that as well from here. So here we can be adding to our selection by selecting that option, and by default, even without holding Shift key, we can be adding to that selection, as you can see, easy like that. or subtracting from our selection by selecting that option instead of holding Alt or Option key while drawing. That will be removing from our selection what we draw, just like that. Or we can only keep intersected areas by selecting that one. So if I start drawing in between, we will only have that area selected. And also let's see how we can be filling that selected area with colors, or even how to apply a stroke to our selected area. So let me get rid of that selection, pressing Command or Control D, and drawing maybe another selection in here. And let's assume we need to be filling that one with color, maybe as a background layer for our logo, or even to add context within that area in white text. So we need to have a darker background. So in order to add a fill color maybe to a separate layer, we need to first create a new layer, or it will be added to our background layer, then going to Edit, Fill, and we have contents. We can be filling that one either with foreground color, background color, or any desired color from here, or black, or 50% gray or white. However, let's select black, pressing OK, and we can be reducing opacity for that one. Also, we can be applying a stroke to our layer by going to Edit, Stroke, and maybe let's make that 5 pixels instead, and changing our colors to white. Okay, and we can be applying that one either to center, outside, or inside, or we can be changing blending mode for our stroke as well from here, or change its opacity. However, I'm not going to be playing with that one since we have already a reduced opacity. Then pressing OK. Now we can be zooming in to check our stroke, pressing Command or Control D to deselect. You can see that white stroke in here. We can be increasing opacity so you can see it better, guys.